J got them bees rocking. Presso, baby. Welcome to Straight Facts. I know you gon' feel it. All good vibes, so please save your opinions. See why I ain't here to judge, so don't be looking for a critic. Do this combos out of love and help to spread some recognition. We can talk about your favorite team and how they got you feeling. Overall growth and understanding is the mission. So just kick back and listen and analyze what's mentioned. You can even pull up next and share your thoughts. Come on, let's get it. Welcome to Straight Facts. Yeah. Yeah, welcome to Straight Facts, man. Hey.
Welcome to Straight Facts Podcast, episode 30. This is a special one. I wanted to go across the bridge and head over there, man, and grab a guy that I seen been getting out the mud. A musician, an artist. He has a background in community work, an entrepreneur. I want to welcome to the show NATURE VANDROSS.
My man.
What's up, bro?
That's good, man.
Chilling, man. I appreciate you putting up on Straight Facts.
Oh, for sure, man.
Cause I know you got a busy day, man.
Nah, I appreciate you having me.
I know you flying out tomorrow to Puerto Rico, so bro, I appreciate you putting up on me, man.
Absolutely, man.
Let's get to it, bro.
Yeah, let's get it. What's going on?
Man, give me a little feedback, bro, where your childhood at and where you grew up at.
It's simple, bro, man. I'm a Augusta native, man. I grew up on the hill, up on the hilltop. Single mom up there, man. I'm off of Willow Road, Weed Street. Yeah.
Any siblings?
So, 2 brothers, Patrick and Corey.
Okay.
They well known in the city.
For sure.
What I mean? So yeah, man, we city boys, man. I'm from here. You know what I mean? So ain't no stranger to the city for sure.
For sure, fact. So how was it growing up in the house with 2 other brothers, man? I know, because I got 2 other brothers, and I know it can get a little physical every now and then, or but it's life lessons that's growing up, though.
Well, I was the oldest, man. You know what I mean? So, my mom, people knew, man. My mom was out in the block. You know what I mean? She was a card player. She was a dice roller. You know what I mean? She was a hustler.
For sure.
So I was the one at home with the 2 little ones. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? So
sure.
I had a lot of influence on my brothers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I like to say a lot of their success today is because we stuck together, man. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And just kind of looked out for one another.
Facts. And see, back then, a lot of households was like that, man. A lot of the siblings and stuff had to look out for each other because the parents out hustling, trying to make it, surviving as well.
Yep.
As we got older, when we look back, we understood it. But growing up, we probably didn't understand why mom was gone or why I'm home all the time with my brothers. But now, I bet you understood and y'all came out the right way, man. And
oh yeah, no matter what, mom, that saying is, you do as I say, not as you see. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, we regardless of what mama was doing, you know what I'm saying, we always understood what it was.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And we never questioned that. You know what I mean? The food was there.
Exactly.
The house was warm.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The lights was on.
Yep, exactly.
You know what I mean? So as long as mama was doing that, we ain't question nothing. You know what I'm saying? So,
did y'all get into any like sports, extracurricular activities?
So man, to be honest, we really didn't get an opportunity to play a lot of sports. I got to middle school, I was able to start playing some sports.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But mama sheltered us a lot.
For sure, yeah.
As we were younger, so we didn't get to play a lot of sports.
For sure. So and she probably knew what was out here, so that's probably why. Cause fatherless home, father.
Oh, for sure, yeah, man. He wasn't, he wasn't around. Later on in my life, you know what I'm saying, we started building some type of, small relationship, but. Through the younger years, man, he was in and out. I would see him, through holidays and whatnot. He'd drop off a few presents and, things like that.
For sure.
Mama was daddy. You know what I mean?
Exactly. She played both roles.
Oh yeah, man. Mama was holding it down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. So, all right. So, what first got you into like the love of music, man? Like, what age did you first start? Having that passion.
Man. So like I said, man. Mama would hang out at the card games, man, and I remember just hearing all the classics, man. Billie Jean, a lot of the Michael, a lot of the Prince. You know what I mean? I hung around the card games, so I knew all the major players in the hood. You know what I mean? So, but I would hear all the music, so I was influenced by Lionel Richie and Luther Vandross and the old greats. You know what I mean? So. That was my foundation, you know what I'm saying? Because I hung around a lot of old heads.
Exactly.
So I always had soul in me like that, you know what I mean? I always was a great whistler. I always was really musically inclined.
Wow.
And never really knew it.
For real?
That's the thing about it, because lots of times when you're a kid, man, you don't really find out what your gifts are till later on in your life.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And if you're not if somebody's not giving you that opportunity as a young person to be able to realize those gifts, you know what I'm saying? You know, at some point you start to realize that. So later on, you know, I used to rock the pep rallies in middle school.
Oh yeah?
Oh man, we used to get it.
Did y'all grow up in the church?
Yeah, no. You know, my second brother, you know, we had different fathers, you know what I mean? So his grandma would take us on, you know, special occasions. You know, we would catch the Easters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we would catch the special ones.
For sure. The reason why I asked, because I was about to ask, did you like sing at church? Did you play the music? You know what I'm saying?
So we'll get to that later on. So as a young man, no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Growing up, absolutely not. So, you know, church really wasn't a big thing in my life. Although, you know, like I said, my brother's grandmother would always, you know, make sure that we would catch the special dates.
For
you
sure.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my mom would always make sure that we was with his grandma to make sure that we would catch those.
Yes, sir.
So, like I said, you know, Mom made sure we was on the right direction. You know
For
what
sure.
I mean, with that foundation.
Yes, sir. So you said back to middle school, you said you used to do the pep rallies and
Oh
stuff
man,
like
we
that?
used to rock, man, West of Dogan, man. Yeah, man. We rocked the pep rallies, man, over at Tuck Middle School. You know?
I just about to ask you what middle school.
So yeah, I went to Tuck Middle School, man.
Okay.
So I went to Tuck Middle School, man, and you know, we used to rock the pep rallies there, man. So and I played musical instruments. You know, I was a trumpet player, saxophone player through middle school.
I was about to get into that
and
next
high
question.
school.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
for sure. Okay, so was you a naturally like did you naturally get into playing instruments, or that was something that you had to grow into and like take lessons? Did you do classes, anything like that?
Nah, man. I just picked it up in school, man. You know how you go in, sign up. I said this is what I wanted to play. I thought it fit me, and then you know, people who know me, man, anything I touch, you know what I mean. Once I get a love for something, you know what I mean, I'm gonna go above and beyond and try to be successful at it. You know
For
what I mean?
sure. And so by that time, did you knew that you think as a musician that was something that you could chase and
Yeah, by that time I was reading music. So I got to where I could read music, and I could read music from different instruments.
Wow.
But once again, understanding that I still didn't know that I had a gift when it came to doing music.
For sure.
Singing, things like that, you know what I mean? Because I hadn't touched anything like that, you know. So, but music always was a passion of mine, man, you know. I just never really was in it like everybody else, taking the piano classes and all of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Know, having the talent, being able to run the ball.
Exactly, you know.
And being skillful, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But not really understanding and knowing that you can, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Till the light cut on.
But like you said though, like that's it with anything though. If you ain't got that person to like show you or even have the funds to put you in certain positions, you'll never know what you had.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's sports, music, or whatever like that. So, you know, what high school did you attend?
Man, I went to Westside, man.
Westside, okay, yeah,
man,
Westside.
I'm a Patriot, man. Shout out to them Patriots, man. We 3-time champs.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. So
shout out to Fourth Take too.
Hey, man, shout out to Fourth Take for sure, man. Yeah, because he do a great job with them boys, man.
Yes, sir.
But shout out to Coach Hunter, man, and the squad, man, and my boy Troy Tillman. You know
Them boys,
what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie, them boys been going ham this year, man.
Yeah, man. Well, they got a great program over there, man. You know, and I was blessed to be able to, you know, help out last year, be part of, you know, what they were doing, do some scholarship stuff with them.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
So, like I told you, you know, we do a lot, you know, in the community.
Yeah.
You
So
know.
you like to give back to the school and the area that you came from, man, and definitely that will keep you humble and you know what I'm saying for a long successful
Yeah,
career.
man. But a lot of that goes back to my childhood, man. Just not really having the resources to be able to have the opportunities to do such things, to even figure out. And that's a lot of what's going on with the kids right now. You know, there's just not a lot of opportunity for them to kind of figure things out.
For sure.
You know, if they had more opportunities to try to do different things.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Because that's what me and PJ Ware, shout out PJ Ware, he was talking about.
Shout out to PJ.
Yes, sir. The Boys and the Girls Club they used to go to back in the day. They don't really have none of that stuff now, so
yeah,
a lot of kids don't have anything to do and stuff like that. So it's good that you go back and you know what I'm saying, help out at Westside and give back, you know, scholarships and stuff like that, man.
Yeah, man, we try to do that. You know, we give back to the youth, you know, football programs and man, you know, just keeping it real, man. Just it don't even necessarily have to be that. You know, lots of times, man, you get those phone calls late night where you know it's just single moms, man, just going through things and. You know, they just need you to look out for a little bit.
Exactly, especially being that you had that experience already, so you already know
Absolutely,
what's the
man.
deal. And
Absolutely. So you know, that's kind of what my ministry is. You know, giving back, you know, to
Facts.
the youth and giving back to the community.
Exactly.
Man.
So you ended up going to Westside High School.
Absolutely.
You graduated.
Yeah, graduated.
Did you attend college after that, or did you?
No, man. So I graduated, man. Thank God. I got out of there, man. I played ball with Ricky and William and Troy Tillman. So I played basketball in high school.
Ricky who?
Ricky Moore.
Ricky Moore.
So me and Rick, and shout out to Ricky Moore, shout out to William Avery.
Shout out William Avery, because I'm a Duke fan.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. My man back up there coaching, man. So
Facts.
that's a blessing and an accolade, man. Hard worker, man.
For sure.
You know, shout out to the whole squad, man. Lee Hunt, Melvin McCurry, the whole squad, man. Shout out to Coach Wright. You know, we did some miraculous things back when we played ball.
So that's the era you came up in.
That's the era I come up in, man. Yeah, with those guys.
That was the golden era.
Yeah, man. That was the beginning of all of it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it was a blessing to be able to see Rick move on.
For sure.
See William able to get an opportunity to go to the league, man.
Exactly.
Play some ball. And
Exactly.
Rick done some amazing things in college. You know, so it was a blessing, man, to see some of my childhood friends, because we grew up together in the same hood.
I was just about to say, like, all y'all end up being, like, you know what I'm saying, y'all end up going y'all different directions, but, like, what was it at that time that made y'all, like, stay the course and, you know what I'm saying, get it out the mud, bro? Because, you know, it's hard coming from Augusta, a small town. You know
I really think, man, Rick had a lot to do with that. I really believe, especially particular to the ball club. I just think Rick had a lot to do with that. I think, you know, all of us truly believe in the leadership that the brother was bringing to the table at such a young age.
Wow.
And at such a high level.
Exactly.
You know, so we was bought in, man. So Rick was like, shit, man, we practicing for 3 hours.
Yeah,
you know,
facts.
that's what we did.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And, you know, because he had it figured out. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Sometimes, man, you got to let the leader lead, man.
Exactly, because some people born with it.
Yeah, man, he truly born with it.
Facts.
Truly born with it, man.
So basically, y'all end up using whatever, you know, because sports is a leadway, it's a gateway to you to use things for each things in life.
For sure.
So you end up using some of the leadership things that Ricky taught you, man, and you put it into your work ethics.
Oh yeah. You know, but it's back to my childhood, man. I had a man up in the, you know, in the city, man. Martin Flowers, Buck Flowers' daddy. You know, I called him Dump all my life, man. He was like my father, but Mr. Flowers, you know, up on Northview Avenue. You know, Mr. Flowers was an incredible man, and I give my work ethic to him.
Wow.
You know, when my father wasn't there, you know, he stepped in, man, and gave me an opportunity to live in his household, man, and understand and see what family was really like. You know, to actually see a man with a wife and kids and see a family. Foundation, which was something that I didn't have, you know, at the time in my life, you know what I mean? So that was a blessing, man, and I was grateful for that, you know what I mean?
Exactly, man.
You know, that blessed my life.
Shout out Mr. Flowers, man.
Shout out to Mr. Flowers, man. He know what it is.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
He know, man. I always give him his flowers, man, for sure. Miss Flowers is gone, Miss Naomi, but you know, Miss Naomi talked, you know, she treated me just like I was one of hers, man.
Yeah, for sure.
She pulled up with them grocery bags. I was hey,
you right along with him.
I was the first one getting the bags out.
Yes, sir.
You know
yes,
what I mean?
sir.
I opened the donuts first. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Oh, yeah, man.
That's big, man, because I can relate to that, bro.
Yeah, it was like that.
Because me and my brothers grew up in the system and stuff like that, so we was adopted, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely understood how it is to, like, gravitate to a new family, but they accept you and then just, you know what I'm saying, treat you like one of their own. So I definitely know that was a good force for you, man, and the foundation helped you build to what you is now.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely,
So
man.
shout out Mr. Flowers and Miss Flowers.
Absolutely. Shout out to them, man.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
boy, they a big pillar in my life for
Yes,
sure.
sir.
You know
So after high school, you said you did go to college?
So yeah, so you know, through high school, my father, you know what I'm saying, in return started, you know, we built a relationship in my life. You know, right after high school, man, he thought it was a good idea for me to go to college, and I just didn't think so. You know, he was willing to fund for me to go to school, and I told him, I said, man, I just think it's a bad idea. You know,
You didn't think it was college for you?
I just, you know, by that time I was already hustling. I was already on the block.
For sure.
You know, man,
You were trying to survive.
Man, I was selling dope in 11th grade.
Wow.
Oh yeah, man, I was.
Was that for necessity, out of need? Two brothers at the house?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Okay.
It was just part of where I came from. You know what I mean?
Part of your environment.
Man, I just, you know, I just wanted that money. You know what I mean? I was young, but I wanted to boss up at such a young age. You know what I mean? Like I was already on some grown man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like I was riding big rims, man. Before big rims was in the city.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was,
Because that what was it at that time.
Yeah.
That what was going on. So that's the people, your peers and stuff. That's what you seen.
Yeah, man.
So that's what you wanted.
Yeah, I was getting it, man. Like
Wow.
I was doing some big things, man, in high school. Coming out of my senior year, that was really dynamic in the community. As far as underground.
For sure, yeah, for sure.
Without saying too much.
For sure. So do you think that went into your decision not going to college?
I knew it was. I knew it did. I was, man, I was to a point, I was $5-10 grand a week, in high school, and as a senior.
Wow.
So, going to college just wasn't even a thought.
Exactly,
You know what I mean?
For sure.
But I did get a job though, you know what I mean? My father was, he said, well, you got to do something different, because he knew what I was doing.
I was about to ask you that. Was he blind to the fact, or he knew?
No, he knew what was up. He knew what was up, he knew what was up. He did like it, but at the end of the day, at the time I was 18 years old, you know what I mean? I really wasn't living at home anymore.
Yeah,
I had
doing your own thing.
I was really, you know what I mean? Like, so to keep me around and keep that relationship, instead of trying to push me away, it was almost to a point, it was like, okay, I'm willing to accept it a little bit so that I don't lose a relationship.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So, he didn't like it, man, but he rocked with it, And I will say that he did show me how to save a few dollars, you know what I'm saying, by doing it.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
First thing he ever told me was, and this came from my father, was like, you need to put up some lawyer money and you need to put up some bail money. And this came from my father.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So this didn't come from anybody on the
Exactly.
street. This came from my father.
Wow.
He said, because you got to understand at some point this is going to come to an end, right? And I never thought about it like that, you know what I mean? And I said, I guess you're right. So my thought process was, I put up with him, and that's my safe haven.
Wow.
A couple years went by, in my early 20s, and I lost my father.
Wow.
And at a young age, man, and 2 years after that, I lost my mother to cancer. So by the age of 24, man, I had lost both parents. And at that point, I'd already caught a charge. I'd already caught cocaine charges. You know what I mean? I had already been through all that process.
So your father was alive when you caught them charges?
Yeah, my father was alive when I caught the charges. God bless the dead. He went through me with that. My mother, went through it with me with that.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And
so at this point in life, you was just coming to a crossroad of making the choice of.
Yeah, I was at a grown man stage.
Exactly.
I was at a grown man. I was coming from a young man to a grown man stage, having to figure out some things.
For sure.
At 24, when I lost both of them and had two younger brothers who needed some direction, life had to change for me, man. So, I decided after that, after catching them charges and, losing my parents, I just decided, man, that I wanted to do something different. So I ended up going into construction. I ended up becoming a certified carpenter, and I never looked back from that. And here I am, 30 years, man. To this day, that's still what I do as my livelihood. I actually own a general construction company.
To this day.
To this day.
Wow.
Those condominiums, matter of fact, those condominiums right behind you on the water here, I built those right at the bridge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing, bro.
Yeah, I built those.
Because you definitely segue, because that's the next question I was going to get into, your construction background.
Yep.
So you said at that point you made the decision to get in there. How did you get into it though? Like.
So truth be told, man, how I got into it, the boys I was selling the dope to, they would complain on Fridays, you know what I mean? Like, they would always complain about the boss they was working for, you know what I mean? So I pitched the idea, man, like, listen, let's buy some trucks, trailers, and let's open a business. Mm-hmm. And one of the guys was a lead guy for the company, man, and he ended up accepting the offer.
Wow.
And he taught me the business.
Wow.
And,
the ins and outs of it.
The ins and outs. He taught me the business, and he worked for me, and he ended up working for me about 10 years, actually.
Wow.
And I just kept on, man, kept on grinding, kept on pounding the pavement. I was always good at sales, man. You got to think, I came from sales, right?
For sure, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I sold since, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. So you use some of that.
Absolutely. Oh, all that gift of gab, selling,
exactly.
flipping the whole nine, so all that applied You know what I'm saying? You take all that and you apply it to a positive business, but it's the same principles, man.
Facts.
It's marketing, it's promotion.
It is, yeah.
The product got to be right.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Ain't nobody want no bad product.
I'm telling you, because you got to make a profit.
Whether you're doing construction or whether you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know, so the product has to be, right?
For sure.
The customer service has to be there.
Exactly, yep.
The warranty has to be there if you got any issues, you know what I'm saying? So when you're able to cover all the bases, great communication, customer service, deliver a quality product, and that was a stickler for me in the beginning. It was more important that I gave a quality job than it was to make money, and that's what I told them. I said, I don't really need any money right now, you know what I'm saying?
You're trying to get your business built, so it's all about the quality.
I wanted my name attached to quality.
Yep.
So I was willing to pay and lose whatever it took to put my name attached to quality.
Wow.
You see what I mean? So, and that's what I did, and that's how I built my name. You know?
Yes, sir.
And at some point, I faked it till I made it.
I'm telling you,
I ain't gonna lie, I faked it till I made it. But and I done some bad jobs, bro. Yeah,
For real?
Oh man. I had a man like, hey, I used to work for this guy, right? I had a man, he loved me. I used to do all his work. I was doing his work for probably a whole year. And end of the year came, and he had to pay me. So when I got the check, it was $5,000 more than what it was supposed to be, right? So I went to him and I was like, you paid me more money. And he was like, yeah, I've been needing to talk to you. So I was like, well, okay, let's talk. He said, listen, man, I think you're an amazing guy. You're an incredible guy. He said, but I need you to get all your tools and your guys, and I need y'all to pack up.
Wow.
And he said, I need you to leave. And I say, what? What we do? He said, man, listen, man. He said, the work just terrible. He said, you're an incredible guy. The work just terrible.
Wow.
But man, you have no idea what that did to me though. It crushed me. Because you got to keep in mind, it was more important for me to give him quality than it was the money.
For sure.
And he paid me to leave.
Exactly. That's what I'm about to say. Like, that's crazy.
And he paid me. So I was like,
that's crazy.
Man, it crushed me. So I went back to the drawing board. And from that point on, I told myself, I said, that was my blessing. And my lesson.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean?
It was.
And from that point on, man, I knew what I had to do from that point.
For sure.
We always.
Yeah, you basically you had to rebrand yourself.
Oh yeah. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And he never gave me another opportunity. But it's all good.
It's all good, but he still taught you a life lesson.
Man, he blessed my life.
Exactly.
Man, he blessed my whole situation. You know what I mean? Because he taught me early in the game. You know what I'm saying?
It's all
if you're gonna make it out here, it's gonna take more than perception.
Exactly.
You're gonna have to get involved.
Exactly.
You're gonna have to make sure that, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So shout out to him, man, up in Savannah Lakes. I don't want to call his name, but you know who you are. I appreciate the extra five too.
And I love how you do that. I love how you all the stuff that you was a mistake, you got life lessons out of it and you learn from it and you ain't take it like, a lot of people be sensitive about certain things and you know what I'm saying? So, but you got a life lesson out and moved it and used it for your next.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever you had going on next. So, okay, so you started the construction building business. And then after that, how long after that? So was you into the music at that point?
So I wasn't into the music at that point. I started the construction business. I did the construction business, I guess, about 4 years. Up to about 2008. That's when I hit it real big in the construction. 2007. I was up to probably 50 employees.
Wow.
I was working for probably 8-9 different builders. I was in all of your high-end neighborhoods, Mount Vintage, Woodside, Plantation, Cedar Creek, so Jones Creek.
I was just about to say, was your business based out of, you still was in Augusta?
No, I was in South Carolina and I was in Georgia.
Oh, both, okay.
So by this time I had grew to the point of we were in South Carolina and Georgia. So the business was doing extremely well. I was married at the time and just really living the dream, man. I had built me a house on the lake, 8,000 square foot.
Kids?
Yeah, got 4 kids.
Okay.
And just living the dream, man, and ended up building a studio. At that time is when Blue Marley, shout out to Blue.
Salute, man.
Yeah. By that time is when Blue and I got introduced to one another. I can't remember how. And we hit it off, man. You know, Blue's such a likable guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he cool though, y'all.
Oh yeah. So we hit it off immediately, man. And I fell in love with what he was doing with the product, and I just felt like it was a good time. Financially, I was in a good place that I could take a chance, you know. And I had always, at that point, I had always wanted to get involved, but not as an artist.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah.
Yeah, not as an artist. I never thought about doing it as an artist at the particular time. I just figured, like, you know what? I was such a pretty good businessman. Music was 90% business.
It is.
Blue was as good as he was. I figured, well, shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, with Blue being as good as he is at the 10%,
exactly,
and I'm as good as I am at the 90%, then, you know, I figured it would work out, you know, for us. And we had some great success, man. You know, we did. But the music business is tough.
It is.
You know, it's a tough business to be in, and at that particular time, it just wasn't our time. You know what I mean? And so I was able to do some things in the business, meet some incredible people, met some incredible producers.
So y'all was able to build a record label?
Yeah, so I had a record label at the time. It was D-Firm Records.
Okay.
At the time, I'm actually the one, Nelson Curry and I are actually the guys who actually raised the James Brown statue on that platform.
Oh, wow.
I donated the funding for that.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
So that's a fun fact. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so when you downtown and you standing on that platform with James Brown on it, just know that that we had some part in that.
That's crazy, because
Nelson
I just took a picture of that like 3 days ago.
Yeah, man, I got tired of seeing James on the ground.
Yeah, respect.
Yeah, man.
Salute.
Everybody else was on the platform, and no disrespect to anybody. You know, but you know, James was on the ground,
Pioneer.
man, and I just, you know, James done so much, man, for the world.
He did.
And pertaining to music.
Exactly.
His style, the way they just taken it and chopped and screwed it up. And different, but you know,
right.
It started with JB.
It did.
You know,
it did.
So shout out to James Brown, man, you know, which is a big influence in my life. I know that's gonna probably come up in a minute, but
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I was just about
but James Brown is a big influence in my life, man, especially being here from the city.
Yeah, for
you know, my mom doing well. Hell, we used to get Turkish from him, man, and as a kid, you know, so
my mom actually sung at his funeral too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, 'cause she best friends with like his daughter. I forgot her name, but they was on like the front thing of the newspaper at his funeral. And back to your story, I just, you know what I'm saying, because it came back in my mind whenever you said James Brown, but yeah.
Yeah,
so
man, so.
He definitely was a pioneer.
For sure. Yeah, he was, man. He was, man, James was amazing, man. You know.
So back to the Blue Martin thing. So he was your first artist that you signed under your record label?
Yeah, so Blue was my first artist that I had some interactions with, and I had some interactions with a group called Impact Strong. I don't know if you ever heard of Lex Nero, Too Many Beats.
Yep.
So Lex was my producer for a while. I signed Lex, and Lex was a producer in my camp for a while. But of course, I worked with a lot of them in the city, man. Ain't no secret. You know, trust me.
Yeah,
they know, man. They know, ain't no secret.
You know
man.
Richie Ray?
Oh yeah, I know.
Richie been doing it.
Yeah.
Shout out. He was over here too. Shout out Absolute. Shout out Powerhouse.
Shout out to Powerhouse. Shout out to Absolute, man. They doing big things down in the club scene,
yes,
man.
Sir.
And respect, man.
Shout out Michael Warren too. I had him on the show too.
Yeah, so I haven't met Michael Warren, but shout out to Michael Warren too, man. You know, I see a lot of big business with him.
Exactly.
Man. I know he do a lot of real estate.
Yep.
And I see he
actually with the scene too. Him and Absolute though.
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
yeah.
So I see that. So shout out to y'all guys, man. You know, mad love, much respect.
For sure.
And that's a tough business to be in, man. And they seem to make it easy. You know.
Sure.
So shout out to them boys, man.
For sure.
Yeah, y'all stay up.
Exactly. So back, you say you ended up building a studio in your house.
Yeah, so I ended up building a studio in the house, man, and that's where we facilitated that for a while, you know, you know, we did that for a couple years, and you know, life just happens, you know what I mean? You do music, man, life happens, things happen. To be truthful, I ended up going through some hardships around 2008. I ended up getting a visit from the IRS, and I had hired some guys that wasn't E-verified at the time. This was back in 2008, so you didn't have E-verified at that particular time. So in business now, you have to be verified,
Yep.
certified. But back then we didn't have verified. So everything really had to be checks and balances when you start hiring people, especially when it comes to tax papers, EIN numbers.
Did that come with because you didn't know about it? Like you didn't have the right people around you?
It came from me making too much money and not slowing down and doing checks and balances. Is what it was. Just to be truthful. So what ended up happening is I hired some Spanish guys who in return gave me some falsified documents on their EIN numbers.
Wow.
And their driver's license were fake. And I ended up giving them about $2 million worth of work.
Wow.
In 2008. So when I filed my taxes at the end of the year, naturally I gave them a 1099 for the $2 million for working for me. That particular group of guys. And by February of the next year, the IRS came to my house. And because they didn't pay taxes on the $2 million, first of all, they wanted to arrest me for falsified documentation. I had to prove that I didn't create that entity to filter funding through that so I could avoid taxes.
Wow. So basically you had to let them know it wasn't intentional.
That's right. I had to prove.
Exactly.
Because it's really easy for me to to do that. It's too easy for me to create an EIN number, falsify documentation, and filter money to eliminate paying taxes, right? That's a whole nother ballgame.
Yeah, it is.
But this is what the alleged was in the beginning. So I had to prove myself, you know what I'm saying, and I was able to do that. But it still didn't justify that the money hadn't been taxed. So I tried to often compromise with them on $2 million. On the $2 million, I tried to bring them down to $1 million, pay taxes on $1 million. And at that particular time, I was in my early 30s, and they just pretty much told me, they said, "Man, you in your 60s, we might often compromise, but you're in your early 30s, man. Like, you capable of making that money next year."
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So I was in a situation where I had to pay them.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So I ended up having to come up with about, it ended up being about $835,000 that I owed them. And at that particular time, I had to close down everything.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I had to.
The record label?
I had to close the record label. I sold the house. I had to sell all the toys. We sold all the cars, all the work vehicles.
Wow.
Because they came, and what we had to do was we had to write everything down.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to give them all my assets.
Wow, man. And see, I love hearing stories like that though, because it shows, like, you know what I'm saying, the ups and downs of it, but you know what I'm saying, and how far you came and stuff like that. So
oh yeah, man. You know, like, all I need is another chance.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's what I tell everybody, man. You know.
And you did the right thing too, though, because you know.
Oh, I had to. I was going to prison.
Exactly. But
yeah,
people,
no.
man, how many times people do stupid stuff, bro?
Yeah.
You could have easily did something stupid.
Oh yeah.
Because you could have been used to the money. You could have been used to that lifestyle. So you know what I'm saying. But you end up doing what you had to do for your family. Right?
I had to do what I had to do, man. You know, I didn't want to go to prison first and foremost.
For
you
sure.
know what I mean? For falsified documentation. You know what I mean? Trying to elude taxes. You know,
Exactly.
that's tax evasion.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, on $2 million. That ain't what I wanted.
Facts.
You know, so I wanted to evade the feds coming in, picking up a case. You know what I mean? So I wanted to immediately, quick and fast, eliminate that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That probable cause.
For sure.
So like I said, I was able to do that, within a week. We was able to do that based off of bank statements, things like that.
Yeah.
So we were able to go back and
The
trace.
track record.
That's right. So once I was able to go back, get bank statements, get with the CPA, show a little history.
Yeah.
Then that actually showed that
it wasn't intentional.
It wasn't intentional. That's right. You know what I'm saying? And what they had done is for me to actually verify them. They actually had somebody answering the phone somewhere else.
Wow.
Portraying to be an insurance company.
Wow.
So when you called the number, somebody answered the phone like they were the insurance company.
That's crazy.
So we were able to figure that out too.
It was a scam.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, so I learned a big lesson with that. Exactly. You know what I mean? And from that particular point, man, we got involved with our paperwork and
so how long after that? Because you wasn't the main artist. You wasn't trying to be the artist because you said you had signed Blue Marley, but all that had left because you had the IRS situation.
Yeah.
How long after that did you wanted to be the main focal point? Like, I'm finna just put it all with me and just go with this. You know what I'm saying?
To be honest with you, man, I never thought about it. I never thought about it. I never thought about me being the artist. I never thought about it. Last year, man, I started getting the itch last year of the notion of doing music again. I started feeling the urge last year, around last summer. Still didn't step out off the porch, but was listening to music, listening to beats, you know what I mean, just kind of vibing. And beginning of this year, the second week of January, the beginning of January, I made the decision that I was going to get in the studio at some point this year. I didn't know when. And the second week of January, I pulled the trigger. I said, let's go and get in the studio. Keeping in mind that I had never been in the studio as an artist.
Dang.
Never.
No experience.
No experience as an artist. No experience rapping, no experience as an artist.
At that time, did you know what genre you was trying to work with? Like, what
I did. I had no idea. I had no idea what kind of music I was gonna make. I knew that I didn't want to make. I knew that I didn't want to make gangster music.
Yeah.
I knew that, and the reason I didn't want to make gangster music is the simple fact of my son. You know what I mean? Like, my son is, that's my man. So being 8 years old, he was a big factor in how I wanted to do music. Because I didn't want my son listening to his father portraying an image for likes and clicks.
Exactly. And you done already been through the situation with your old charges and stuff like that, so you know what that music can lead to.
Yeah, because I'm not really in it for the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, my livelihood is general contract. I make my money. That's where I make my money.
So you got passion for it.
Yeah, so the music is a passion. You know what I mean? I love doing it. You know what I mean? It's fun. You know what I'm saying? It's fun being on stage. It's fun interacting with different artists and networking. I love that when we did it. You know what I mean? I loved it back when I had the record label.
Yeah.
That was always, the cool part about it is meeting new artists.
Exactly.
And seeing people working hard.
Traveling.
Oh man, yeah, we did. We loved it, man. Yeah, man, we did a lot of traveling, man.
Exactly.
We had a lot of fun on the road.
So because I did my research on you, man. So all that work that you've been doing lately, is that been within a year? Because I want to talk about
as far as the music?
Yeah, like your music.
Okay, so all that work has been in about 45 days.
Wow.
So everything the entire body of work that you see, I started recording the second week of January. I've now recorded about 30 songs. And everything you see right now is about a 60-day campaign.
Wow. Because what I wanted to talk about Sunshine Vibes, right? And what went into making that song and what inspired that song.
Yeah, shout out to X, man. Shout out to Otis. Otis Wright. He's known in the city as X, EXE. Everybody know him. We was at the studio one night and just keeping it real. He had told me he had made some tracks and I had just finished up. It was late, man. It was probably 2 a.m. and I was leaving the studio and he said, wait a minute. I got a track to let you hear. And I was like, all right, cool, crank it up. And he cut the track on. And as soon as he cut the track on and that jazz came in, the first thing I said was, I was like, ooh wee baby, let's go vibe in the sunshine. And they all stopped and looked, everybody. And I was like, what? And they was like, that's it.
That's it.
It was like, that's it. And then we started finishing, and I started finishing writing the hook. And that's how Sunshine Vibe came about. It was just a matter of 30 seconds, man. As soon as he cut the track on, it's like the hook came. You know, I saw it. You know
exactly,
what I mean?
Because it sounded like a little Caribbean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's got a Caribbean vibe to it, man. It's real laid back. I spent a lot of time in Miami. My son is my youngest son is in Miami, so I spent a lot of time in Miami. I'm back and forth. I do a lot of traveling. I'm in the city a lot down in Miami. Shout out to Miami.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to my whole family down in Miami. Shout out to my publicist, Angelique. And shout out to my whole team down there, man. It's love down in Miami. I get so much love down there in the community. So shout out to them, man. Opalaka,
yes,
Brickell, Liberty City, Miami Beach, Hollywood, you know, so.
I'll be going down there because I'm a Florida State fan. We play Miami, so I definitely be down there this year.
Oh yeah.
To the game, so.
Yeah, so.
I'm definitely gonna have to get some spots to go to too from you, man. Hopefully you'll be down there.
Hey man, all you gotta do is let me know. Yeah,
so Miami like a second home for you?
So Miami's like a second home for me. You know, I spent a lot of time in Miami, and so Sunshine Vibe, it's a vibe because I spent a lot of time at the beach down there. I spent a lot of time in the sun. Mm-hmm. You know, I travel a lot. You know, we over in DR, Puerto Rico, Jamaica. Mm-hmm. You know, so.
And I love the energy to that song too, man, because I love the fact that you different. You know, most of us like to go to rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And put themselves in a box.
Yeah.
But I love that you doing music like that, man, and how you let everything around you inspire it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't forcing it.
Well, once again, man, you know, with the music with me is everything right. Everything in the beginning was experimental, right? Mm-hmm. So in the process of me creating what they call fusion music, because naturally that's what I have. You know, it's a total different element of different sounds. Mm-hmm. You know, if you flip through the EP, man, if you just listen, man, you're gonna get everything. It's a different vibe of everything. You know what I mean? You gonna
exactly. Because I want to segue to Genesis. Yeah. It was a little different. I love the way you switch your styles and stuff like that, how diverse you is. So what inspired Genesis?
So the cover of Genesis is me as a kid, which just represents, you know, the beginning. Of course, Genesis is the beginning. But I just felt like my first body of work coming out, you know, it was my first baby, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's the beginning of what I call the journey of this process. Yeah. You know, I told myself that I see myself performing in Europe within 2 years, is what I gave my team. You know, that was my vision. You know, from day one, I told them, I said, my vision is that we're in Europe in 2 years.
Wow.
My assistant knows how I am. You know, she already understands, like, when I put up a board and I say what I'm gonna do, you know, I mean what I say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So Genesis, you know, it just came to me one day, man. It was just the process of the beginning of the first project. So I felt like, you know, why not? You know what I mean? It's the birth of nature.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's to come out. I wanted to be able, and I got so many songs, and I could have picked through, you know, all kind of stuff, but I felt like I wanted to showcase, you know, some different variety of what I was able to do throughout the process of the small journey that I had already been on.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So that's what you get in that process. The last record on there, what's the last record on there?
Paper Chase.
Paper Chase. So the last record on there it's a heartfelt record. You know what I mean? You know, that's a heartfelt record. That's about my life. You know, it talks about me a little bit. But then you go into your Jam Pony record, and it's a little bit laid back. You know, where I get it laid is a little, you know.
For sure, yeah,
vibe,
yes, sir.
You know.
So this your first project?
So this is the first project. This is the first project. You know, I thought about, we talked about dropping an album the first of next year. I think I'm gonna do 3 EPs. We're working on the second EP now. we actually recorded already. It's actually done.
Wow.
And I'm already loading on the third EP now, which will probably come out in the fall. But I'm gonna drop the second EP in probably another 30 days, 45 days.
Okay, for sure.
Excuse me. So I'm staying in the studio. I'm probably doing 30 hours a week in the studio. So I'm working, man.
I can tell because looking at your work, bro, you would have think you're a veteran. You know what I'm saying, in this game, because like I said, you've been putting in a lot of work, like within this 45-day frame.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what goals are you trying to reach within the near future? Like within this music game, man?
For me, man, really connecting with the people. You know, I'm a people's person, you know, so you know, I love kids. You know what I mean? Last week I did a show at a big organ donation deal down in Miami, in Sunny Isle. And, you know, so God know my heart.
Yeah.
You know, every day my goal and my prayers is that you continue to deliver me the resources so I can deliver to your people.
Exactly.
You know, that's why I never... You know, I used to be all about trying to get all the money. You know what I mean? Like, you want all the money, right?
Exactly.
And then at some point, I realized, you know what? At some point, when is enough enough?
I'm telling you, you just want to live and help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know? So a lot of my team knows that a lot of the money that I will make off of this journey, to be honest with you, man, will go to kids. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I have a big, you know, for Christmas, you know, we gave to 25 families.
Wow.
You know, we did presents over in different countries.
Dang.
You know, so we shipped for Christmas in different countries, you know, so, and this year I'm hoping that I'm able to double what we were able to do last year through some incredible people out of Miami, my publicist, my team. I talk a lot about my team.
Hey, the team is what make you.
The team.
Shout out
To the team,
yes,
because guys, if you ain't got a team, you ain't gonna win.
For sure,
yeah,
for
man.
sure. That's a fact.
Yeah, man. You can't win
That's
without
a
a
fact.
team. Nature is who he is because of the team, including me, because Sam is not who nature is.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So shout out to my team, man. It's love. They sacrifice a lot of late hours, a lot of work, and you know, and a lot of learning.
Yes, sir.
Fast.
Yep. Y'all learning together.
So what you see, everything that you see is the process of my team learning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody I hired is in-house because I felt like I wanted to hire people that was willing to work hard and learn versus people that knew everything. You know what I mean?
Yep. That make a difference.
It makes a whole lot difference.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know, I like that. I like people that like to work hard because I'm a hard worker. You know, I like people that like to get out on the grind, get in the mud, man, and figure it out.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And,
sir. Especially when the plan come together, though.
yeah, because the idea at some point is the journey that we took, I want to be able to come back and give that same journey to the next guy that's working hard in the city.
Exactly.
Because the problem is there's a lot of guys working hard, right? But they just don't know the way down the road.
Exactly. Yeah.
So my idea is, and a lot of part of my idea was I really just wanted to figure out what the path of the journey.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
And it came from you meeting different people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like your
Okay.
teams, you know what I'm saying? Because one thing I had to learn too, a lot of people told me, you know what I'm saying, you don't know everything. So when you meet certain people, everybody has different connections. Everybody know different people. So you know what I'm saying? A whole team will make up one person with different aspects of different places. So
I learned early in the process that a relationship can take me further than the money can take me.
For sure.
I might spend $100,000 to get somewhere to where one man make a phone call and take this man right where I had to spend $100,000.
Exactly.
So relationships are important, you know, and just compassion and love, man, is extremely important, especially when, you know, for the next man, you see him working hard. You know, I'm all about a man working hard, you know. anything that I can do to help a man strive and try to get to the next level.
Yes, sir.
You know, I'm all about that.
For sure, for sure.
I'm all about that.
I want you to before I got a couple questions before I let you get out of here. I want you to
shoot it.
I want you to name 3 artists, dead or alive, that you always wanted to work with, you know, or perform with, you know what I'm saying, do a song with, whatever. Dead or alive.
Definitely the Neptunes.
Shout out for real, man.
Yeah, shout out for real, man.
Yes,
Listen,
sir.
man,
I seen they had something going on, but I don't know if it was some court situation they had going on, but I don't think it was nothing too serious with it.
No, it ain't gonna be nothing too serious with
it
him,
was
man.
some other stuff.
Yeah, he got a sound head on it, man. I don't think it'll be too much with him, man. But shout out to the Neptunes, man. For real, I don't know if you ever see this, but bro, I definitely want to get it in.
And you fit him too, that genre, that type of that.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I like that move, that pop, that different flavor.
Yes, sir.
Man. Those type of records come to me easy for some reason. I don't know what it is about the pop record, because like I said, I got a lot of pop records that you haven't heard, but we hadn't really ventured into a lot of that yet. You know,
for sure.
You know, right now we put out the first project to kind of give you a vibe.
Yeah.
The next project is going to be extremely dope. You know, I'm already listening to it, trying to sequence everything, man. Got a few records that we're going to finish up next week, you know, for that particular EP, for the next one coming out.
For sure.
But the rap is different on the second project. You know, there's some different vibe. I still got some country stuff on there.
Yeah.
I got some Latin stuff on there, a couple different Latin tracks. You know, some Dominican vibe. I actually got some Mexican vibe.
And see, that's the main reason I really wanted to bring you on the show, man, because to show how diverse you is. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so, but I'm gonna go back to the question. So you said Neptunes.
So the Neptunes for sure. Busta Rhymes, man.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. He a legend.
I just got a lot of respect for Busta, man, just for the journey, man.
Oh yeah, fact. Now Busta is a legend, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
If you really peep how his foundation, how he grew up in a solid foundation. You know, Busta came from a lot of money.
Yeah, facts.
You know, but he chose what he chose, man, and the fact that his parents supported him, and you know what I'm saying, and what he did.
For sure.
And just to see his journey, man, and to see him still giving back, you know, to the younger artists, man. So Busta for sure. And definitely, man, Outkast. You know,
Outkast,
I love to be able to, you know, rock with Big Boy and Dre for sure, man. You know, I think them guys paved the way, man. For,
exactly.
You know what I mean, for the South. You know, shout out to T.I. too, of course, but
R.P. Rico Wade. Did Rico Wade used to be one of the producers and stuff?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And he just passed away not too long ago.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Rico, man.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
Probably one of the greatest producers in the country. You know what I'm saying? If not the world. Trendsetter.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Trendsetter for sure.
Yes, sir.
And definitely was amazing, man. Had a lot of influence over the Goody Mob and the Dungeon family and all that crowd. You know what I'm saying? The group. So definitely Outkast, man. You know what I mean? And I can't say Blue, man, because me and Blue already, I talked to Blue today, so.
Shout out Blue.
Yeah, shout out to Blue, man.
So
that's
you knew
my
Pimp
dog.
Zilla and all them there.
So yeah, man, I know Pimp, man. Yeah, shout out to Pimp. I know Pimp. Yeah, I know Zilla, man. I know Zilla. Yeah, I know the whole family, man.
For sure, man.
That's why I said, man, it ain't no secret, man, me here with the music. The only surprise to this whole situation is they say, man, Busta rapping? Like,
that's what I'm saying. So like, this something new to them too.
Oh man, this is
So we got to put this thing out here. So because they gonna
Yeah, so this is new to them, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, they used to seeing Busta with the business. They know what it is when it comes to me getting that bag for sure. Y'all know what it is when I get that bag. Y'all know what time it is.
Yes, sir, man. Don't sleep on my boy, man. He like that. Because when that thing happened with the IRS, you and Blue, y'all kind of went y'all separate ways, right?
Yeah, because Blue had some stuff going on too.
For sure.
Yeah, you know, so that's why I say it was life. You
exactly.
know what I mean? But we never lost the love for each other, man. And we're doing some amazing things up there with Ugly Money. And
Ugly Money Nietzsche.
Yeah.
Shout out to them boys too,
yeah,
man. They
shout out
doing their thing with the podcast.
Hey, man, Nietzsche big boy, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, man, Nietzsche big boy.
Yes, sir.
I love what he doing for my man Blue. And shout out to Blue Marley, man. He know how I feel about him. You know, it's love. And
for sure.
And we about to do some amazing things together, man. We talked today, and He's super excited about, you know, what I got going on. And a lot of my writing, man, is because of Blue.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, man, a lot of people don't know, but, you know, when Blue was writing a lot of records, man, I was right beside him. You know, I'm the one to have it, hear the hooks and hear the
hear the pen,
right, you know what I mean?
Because Blue was one of the first ones, man, that was really like grinding out here back in the day.
Man.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Marley was
like for real. Everybody had a Blue tape back in the day.
Marley paved the way, man.
For sure.
You know, a lot of them don't want to give him his flowers and respect, but at the end of the day, man, when you look at the body of work, what the man has accomplished,
can't take it away.
You can't take it away from the man. The man done put the work in, man, so give him his flowers, you know what I mean? And if you smart, you try to figure out a way to get to him.
Exactly.
To where he can kind of open up some doors. And I don't want to hear all that stuff about that craziness. Listen, man, you can't do music without no money.
For sure.
Get your bag right.
That's a fact.
Get your bag right. Get your budget right. And I promise you, you're going to see some difference in your craft and how you move. And get your EIN numbers, get your copyrights done, you know what I mean? And start getting yourself together and do it the right way. Get your publicist. You know, I'm giving them the game.
Hey, you giving them the game, man.
Listen, man.
A lot of folks don't get a sauce.
Man, listen, man, it's time out for you just making these cell phone videos, man.
Facts.
Come on, man. If you want the industry to take you serious, you got to move like you want to be taken serious.
Yes, sir. And that's just simple and plain.
Just simple and plain.
You can't be sensitive about it, bro. Like, you just got to do it the right way.
It's corporate America.
It's corporate America.
You're asking corporate America to take a chance on you. Well, what am I taking a chance on?
Exactly. They got to be able to see they can profit or whatever.
Where the package at? Show me the package. You know what I mean? You might want to see if you got a check. If you ain't even got a checkbook,
exactly. Like
EIN numbers,
basics.
The basics.
Yep.
Come on, man. You got to listen. It don't matter if you sell 5 or 10 records.
Facts.
As long as your business set up right and you doing it the right way. That's what counts.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Putting in that work.
You putting the work in the right way. And once you figure out the system, now you just figure out how to amplify. How can I market more?
Exactly.
How can I promote more?
It's all about nowadays. It's all about content. Find different ways. You know what I'm saying?
That's it, bro.
Skits, whatever you got to do, bro.
That's it.
Just get your face out there.
That's it, man. You know, and the bottom line is you know, once you figure out the system and how to sell records, man, you just amplify your situation.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Facts. You know, and that's what I do.
Exactly.
I'm selling records, man. We that project been out 2 weeks, and man, I know I done sold 700-800 records.
Wow. Dang. This your first project?
First EP.
Because it's the body of work that you putting out, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we done sold 700-800 records. And I know to a lot of people that ain't a lot of money, but 700 records.
That's good. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, when you at the beginning stage, man, if one person believe in you, you feel good. So it's all about steps. It's all about beginnings. Everybody started from there.
Hey, man, I'm just blessed to sell 700 records. You know what I mean? Because see, what it showed me is I reached 700 people, and I reached them and influenced them enough to buy the record.
Exactly. And
now I got to figure out how to reach 100,000 like that.
Facts.
Because it works.
For sure.
Once you show me the system work, I just need to perfect the system.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's all you do. You perfect the system. You just figure out, okay, what can we do to amplify the situation to get another 700 sold? And then get another 1,000 sold.
And keep it going.
You know what I mean? So it's just, that's the 90% of the business side, though.
Exactly. Back to what you were talking about with that.
That's the 90% of the business side of it. You know what I mean? So, you know, you make the music for people to party to.
Facts. Exactly, because that's who's gonna pay.
Because you don't have time to party to the music that you make for the people to party to.
You gotta work.
You know what I'm saying? Like once the music is made, like you working.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You working. Like it's time for them to party to it. Because you done heard it enough.
Facts,
You done had it for 6-7 weeks. Mixing, mastering, vibing in the car, you know what I mean? So now it's time to give it to the people to party to.
And now you on to the
next.
next.
Now you working. You know what I'm saying? And now while you giving it to them, now your team is figuring out the marketing side of how can we continue to sell the records. While you figuring out the next.
Exactly.
Or the business, the work. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep the content coming. You got to keep the music coming.
And like you said, man, because I'm finna, to the last question, I'm going to let you get out of here because I know you got to get out ready for your flight. Don't you got a fashion show coming up?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I want you to talk about that a little bit, man, because like you said, that's different things. You getting your face out there, content, different things.
So shout out to Lolo in Puerto Rico, my girl. So I got a fashion show this weekend. Over in Puerto Rico, we got 25 models. and we got a new clothing line coming out, and it's a Sunshine Vibe show. So it's a Sunshine Vibe fashion show, and we got 25 beautiful daughters over there in Puerto Rico, and they'll be displaying the new clothing line from the designer, and
Performing?
And I'm performing. I'll be performing. So yeah, we'll be performing Sunshine Vibe. We'll be performing another record that I actually got, my next single that's coming out on the next EP. And I'll probably do 2 more while I'm over there.
So that'll be exclusive.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
sir.
it'll be exclusive over there in Puerto Rico. But Puerto Rico is a great place, man, and people are very receptive to me. There's a lot of love over there. My publicist is from Puerto Rico, you know, so she's got a lot of ties and a lot of influence over there. Media be in the building. So
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we'll be doing American media over in Puerto Rico. And it's just gonna be a good vibe, man. It's 420.
Wow,
you know,
that's
so,
crazy. Yeah,
man.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yes, sir.
So yeah,
yes,
man.
sir.
So it's on 420.
For
so
sure.
So it's gonna be a great vibe.
Yes, sir.
You know, we're gonna have a real good time.
Because I see that's the energy that you got. Like it's all about. It reminds me of like a Bob Marley type.
Yeah, man. So
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, man. So
Just-
I'm super laid back, man. I'm the guy that you want to sit back, man. We gonna burn one, man, but
We gonna
you
work.
know, you give me about an hour what's going on in your life, and I can give you a plan to change your whole entire life. You know, whether it be financial, whatever it is. You know, I always been good at that, man. You know, and being able to discern and step in the, you know what I'm saying, in the forefront, helping folks. You know what I
Facts.
mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's my vibe, man. Super laid back. You know, always on my business.
Yes, sir.
Always on my business.
Exactly. That's what I see all the time.
Yeah,
too.
I'm always on the business, man. I'm a businessman. You know, but you know, I 420, man, and that's always been my thing, my choice.
Yeah.
I'm not a drinker.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But I tell you something, man. I've come up with some of my most amazing ideas and business come ups.
So
you know what I'm saying?
are you thinking about getting your own strand or?
We talked about it. Yeah, we talked about it.
There's so many all around America that you can dispensaries,
Absolutely.
investments that you can do. So
Yep. So I got a friend of mine out in Oklahoma. You know, it's big in Oklahoma now because it's not really regulated out there like that, like Cali. So Oklahoma is a new booming area for things, man. And yeah, we ventured in talking, you know, to a few people about that. You know, so we got some things. I got an energy drink coming out.
wow,
Yeah, so we got an energy drink will be coming out in the summertime.
that's what's up, bro.
And that'll be ambassaded by the Women's Surfers Federation all over the world. You know, so we got some big things brewing,
Exactly.
man. You know, it's
Just
bigger,
the beginning.
It's bigger than the music. Like I said, at some point, man, we want to be able to brand this thing, man, to become a household name.
Yep.
You know, we want to be able to change some kids' lives, man. Give them some opportunity out here to where these single moms can't, because they working these jobs all day long, man. You're taking everything they got to make it.
Yes,
you
sir.
know what I mean? They can't even buy, you know, the young man a pair of cleats, you know what I mean, to
Yeah.
get to the football field.
Yes, sir. Facts.
You know, so man, we can't save the world, but we can do our part.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So that's what we gonna do, man. So we really appreciate it today.
Yes, sir.
man.
Well, I
Thank
appreciate you
very much.
pulling up on me, man.
Hey man, it's love, man. Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
for having me.
You already know, and like I said,
Absolutely,
when we have our next tournament, bro, I'm definitely gonna holler at you about performing out there. You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? We're gonna work the business out of whatnot,
Yeah,
man.
and we would love to donate, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, at any capacity, man, that, you know, that's what it's all about, giving
sure.
back and, you know, sharing the love, man, you know, so I always say, man, that I never meet a stranger.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
When
I feel like I've been knowing you.
That's right. When I leave, we family. You
Thanks,
know what
bro.
I mean? So, and I appreciate your platform. Shout out to everybody out there, man. And thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Shout out to your sister too, man, for getting in contact with me, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Kelsey, man.
Yes,
Kelsey,
sir.
Hey, man. So that's a whole
Give
other
them flowers.
podcast.
Give them flowers.
Hey,
Okay, we'll
man,
do part two.
Oh yeah.
We'll do
So
part two.
Listen, shout out to Kelsey, man. I know y'all be seeing Kelsey like, who is Kelsey?
She be grinding now.
Hey man, let me tell y'all something, man. Kelsey do everything, man. My schedule, she pay my bills, she buy my clothes.
Wow.
Like, man, she hold me down.
That's what the
you know
team
what I mean?
is, though, because all you do is focus on the music.
Yeah, you know, I focus on, and I focus on the business. I focus on the sales of the general contract.
Oh, yeah,
she do that too.
Oh, your website too. What's the name of your website?
Oh, so you can catch me on Instagram. You can catch me at Nature Official 75, right, Kelsey?
Nature Boy 75.
Nature Boy 75 Official.
Get it right.
Nature Boy 75 Official, or you can catch me at Nation Fan Page USA.
Yes, sir.
You know, we got some things going on there, and we got a lot of up and coming things coming, up and coming events.
Yep.
Matter of fact, New York. My publisher just left New York yesterday. She did a media tour for me. You know, we was on the.
Oh yeah, I see the Times Square.
Yeah, we was on Times Square. Yeah, so we was on the billboards at Times
fire,
Square. So the Genesis project was up, Sunshine Vibe was up, and we got a great response in New York. And
that's one of the best promotion things you can get. Times Square.
Yeah.
They finna be pulling in, filing in now, bro. You finna go up, my boy.
So last thing before we cut out, so the promoters are calling from New York. So in June we'll be in New York. So we'll probably do 3-4 clubs in New York in June.
Okay.
And so it's picking up for us, man.
Yes, sir, man. Cause you're doing it the right way, man. But I
man.
appreciate you, bro. You know we're gonna come back for a part 2, man. Thank you for putting up on Straight Facts, episode 30 with my guy Nature Boy. Vandross.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
For sure. Tell Bella what's up.
Like, shout out Bella over there, man. You see my boy,
Bella
real nature guy.
Yeah, man. For sure. Yeah,
so we got you, man. We'll see y'all next time, man. Yes, sir. What?